Namaskar. I, Ch.4 welcome you on behalf of Confluence World School Rudrapur to this amazing learning of science. To begin today's class, before we begin, I would like to thank my mother for recording this video. Now, in the previous class, where we have learnt about heat and the methods of heat transfer. So let's have a quick recap before we begin today's class. Now, in the previous class, we had a discussion on three methods of heat transfer. Now, three methods of heat transfer are conduction, convection and radiation. Now, I would recommend you to perform these activity in the presence of your elders and with utmost precautions. Now, let's talk about conduction first. Now, if you see, this is a metal spoon, a solid. And there are 2 points where wax has been put. Now, when I heat this metal spoon, you see there is a direct contact between the metal spoon and the heat source. Now, in grade 5 and grade 6, where we have learned that in solids, the molecular arrangement is very closely. The molecules of solid are very closely packed. They are very next to next. So what happens in solids, when we heat a solid, the heat is passed from one molecule to another molecule. So similarly, conduction is happening. Conduction happens in solids. The heat is taken by one molecule and passed to just the next molecule, and so on the process go on. Now very soon this wax, now see this wax has melted and reached to the spoon. Now there is another drop of wax. When once this point is completely heated, the heat will transfer from this point to the upper portion of the spoon, and soon this wax will also melt. So this is called conduction. So conduction happens in solid. The heat is taken up by one molecule and passed to the next molecule, and so on the process goes on. Now the heat is being transferred from this end to another end, and see this wax has started melting. And see, this is called conduction. Now the second method of heat transfer, convection. Now in convection, I have this boiled water. Now, convection happens in air and gases. If you remember the previous class where we had seen a circulation of water, the warm water rises, the cool water replaces the warm water, and the cycle goes on. Now, I have this balloon which is not filled with air. Now one end of this is open. Now as I put this in warm water, you shall see the balloon getting inflated. See, the balloon has inflated with the air. Similarly, you can see here as well. See. Now, why does it happen? Where has the air come from? The boiled water. The air present in the boiled water escapes out, and from the boiled water, the warm air rise up and fill this balloon. So these are the two examples which shows conduction and convection. Now the third method is radiation. Now see, outside the earth there is no air. The space is empty and there is no medium. That is why we don't hear sound in space, because there is no air which makes the sound travel. Similarly, but the radiations from the sun reaches to earth. It means the sun rays do not need any medium to travel. So this is what we call radiation. The radiation happens without medium. Now in this, the medium was molecules of the spoon. So the conduction happens. In convection, the medium was air or the water, say gas and liquid. But in radiation, the medium, sun and the earth, there is no air. The space is empty. So there is no medium for radiations to travel. But radiations do travel and reaches to earth. It means radiations do not need medium to travel. And so the heat transfer takes place. So this was the recap of the previous class. Now today's class is all about land breeze and sea breeze. Now land breeze and sea breeze are the two different conditions which exist, especially in coastal area where we have a sea body, the water body, sea, and a land. Now let us understand how does land breeze and sea breeze takes place. Now in summers, in daytime, the land heats up faster compared to the water. So what happens when the air, when they heats up, they rise. So the warm air rise up because the land gets up hotter faster compared to the water. So the warm air rise up, and from here, from the sea, the air moves to land. So this is what is happening in the sea breeze. In the sea breeze, the cold air moves from sea towards land. And why does it happen? Because the land gets heat up faster, so the warm air rise up and create a space here. So the cold air moves from sea to land. This is called sea breeze. So sea breeze is basically breeze from sea to land. So the cold air to land from sea to land. This is called sea breeze. Now in the night, the reverse happens. The land gets up hotter faster, the land gets up cooler faster as well. So what happens in the night time? The land gets up cooler fastly in compared to sea. So the warm air, now what is happening? There is a cold air in the night and there are hot air in the night. The land gets up cooler faster in compared to the sea. So the hot air rise up from here. Now in the night, the hot air rise up. So now here the warm air. In the night, the warm air rise up, and from land the air comes here. So this is called land breeze. So now in the night, the land gets up cooler faster in compared to the sea. The hot air rise up in the night, and in the night the cold air from the land transfers to the sea. So this is called land breeze. So land breeze is basically breeze from land to sea. So this cycle continues. So let's have a recall. In the daytime, the land gets up hotter faster. So the warm air rises up from here and cold air from the sea comes to land. This is called sea breeze. From sea, the cold air moves to land in a daytime called sea breeze. In night, reverse happens. The land cools up faster compared to sea. So the warm air rises up from sea, and from land the cool air reaches to the sea. So in the night, the breeze is from land to sea. So this is called land breeze. So there are two types of breeze, land breeze and sea breeze. Do watch this video. Write questions to me. I'll be happy to answer. This video is supplied by a worksheet. Do solve it and send it to me. Thank you.